political arena, come with clean hands. And once you are in the political arena, you are available to be questioned by every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago because you are managing their affairs. If you come forward into the political arena, come with clean hands. And once you are in the political arena, you are available to be questioned by every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago because you are managing their affairs.
I just wonder some of the times. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Renison Jeffrey, and this is the Workers' Rights Platform. I just wonder some of the times if the Prime Minister hear himself when he speak, or if he does remember some of the things he does be saying when he speaks. I just try to understand or try to fathom this whole construct. Or if he's a man that forget what he said in the past and dish out bullshit to us going forward in the future. I just wonder that. I mean, it has get in my mind some of the times. Now today I was chastised by a particular individual for not doing what we're supposed to do when we start this broadcast here. Before I get mad and shut down this whole set today because today I'm not in a good mood today. I'm real vexed concerning what taking place in our country. Many of you have seen it and are trying to sell a different type of story. That as if it do not exist in Trinidad and Tobago, as if crime do exist, as if we are not failing, and like if nobody is seeing it. One half preaching doom and gloom, the next half preaching that we are making it here in this country, and we seeing something different. We are not making it. It's not just doom and gloom. What could take place? It could turn around here in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, we could turn it around. All we have to do is vote out that nasty, stinking government that day. But before I go into this big acolyte, we are Candace Edwards online, and at the same time, we're supposed to really start with prayers today. Candace, you know, I'm going to take this first initiative today. I'm senior online. I'm not senior, but I don't know what went on with your link just now. As if you're, just now. Let me see if we could get this thing here up and running. Sorry, audience. Some of the times, you know, we does have technical difficulties outside it. And we does have a little fight sometimes with the software. Candace, I senior, but I'm not. We go try this again. I senior, but apparently the software we ain't picking it up at all. That we could present it to the audience. Hold on. No, that not thing. But anyway. Anyway, Candace, the audience will not be seeing you as yet. While we work on that issue, in the background, you could say hi to the audience.
Stop us. Right, and Mr. Renison, now we have some pressing issues here because I would have bounced up on some issues that, you know, we are having in Trinidad and Tobago, where our goodly Prime Minister is saying that we do not have a serious crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago. But before we go ahead, Mr. Jeffrey was about to say a word of prayer to guide us on this journey.
Yes, Candice, we working a little bit in the background so you could you could go ahead with the prayer. I don't work with the producer at this point in time.
All right. Eternal and ever wise Master, we call upon you tonight, Lord, to take full control over this broadcast tonight, Lord. Full control over myself, Candice Edwards, and my team, Mr. Renison Jeffrey and others. We ask that you guide our every pathway, oh God, and that you protect us along this life journey so that we can bring forth the issues that is taking place in our country so that the whole entire nation can see what the enemy is trying to hide from us, from them, as a matter of fact. We ask for your Holy Ghost divine intervention tonight, Lord, in no other name but in your holy and conquering name. Father God, you take charge. So tonight, Trinidad viewers, and to the whole of Trinidad and Tobago, welcome. So again, I would have bounced up on an article where the opposition leader, Ms. Kamala Persad-Bissessar, has reiterated her calls for the Prime Minister to take immediate action and remove National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hinds from his role. Persad-Bissessar made the call via a statement on Wednesday afternoon of a mass shooting incident outside of a preschool. Now you see where the shooting and the killings taking place? All over. In front of a preschool. In Malik Bataria, sorry. The shooting led to the death of 2 cousins and left 3 others, including a child, injured. So you see how this thing heading down the road, but yet still, they are saying that we do not have a serious crime problem in Trinidad and Tobago. She said the UNC vehemently condemns these atrocious acts of violence. And she also reiterates our appeal for the Prime Minister to take action and remove Hinds and personally take, hold on, bear with me, helm of the National Security Ministry. Persad-Bissessar further accused government of being incompetent, but we've seen that, and they just continue to sweep this thing under the carpet like it's no big deal. When it's human lives, my life, your life, our children's life is at stake. The country is in uproar. People crying out for mercy. People not feeling safe on the streets, but yet still they continue to say we do not have a serious crime problem in Trinidad and Tobago. Right? So, she further accused the government of being incompetent, particularly as it reiterates the managing gang violence. The reality is it is lawlessness and gang violence because of the government's incompetence in dealing with this problem. The blood of the many innocents are on the hands of Rowley and his entire government, our children are no longer safe in school. Citizens no longer safe in their homes. TNT has descended into a danger zone under Rowley's negligence. Sorry, that's what she
Negligence.
said. Right. Now, they are saying now, the level the opposition leader dropped to, right? Because here what? Now we have the PNM and we have the UNC, right? And they're going at it for years. But this Ms. Bistessa has decided to put aside all the indifferences and put out a plight so that they could take pay serious attention to what is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. And all has fallen on deaf ears. Why? Why must that be? NDP and government would have said, that the people first. They would have said that they are the party of integrity. They would have persuaded us to vote for them. Now our country is at a state of, I will say a state of emergency, where crime is taking place every day. Every day is a murder. Even Mr. Gary Griffith would have came with the same proposal, rendering his services to come together, put aside all differences and come together to help deal with the crime situation. And the PNM government has continued and is continuing to turn a blind eye. Now, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, I would like all you to pay close attention to this. Is this a government that all you wants to stay in power to handle the affairs of your country, of our country? Because it's murders by the day. Murders by the day, and they are continuing to say that we do not have a serious crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago. Even a blind man could see that. They're coming up with all kind of taxes, all kind of ways how to tax the citizens, the poor people, instead of dealing with the most serious matters, which is crime. And when you have a prime minister that come on national television and tell you who dead, and who live, what does that tell you and myself, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, about this PNM government? We are not safe. Imagine that in front of a school, in front of a school where you have children, innocent, defenseless children going to school to get an education. And up to now, no preparations has been made to address that. The Prime Minister ain't even coming on national TV and making a statement or an announcement saying, well, all right, this is what we have planned going forward. This man just turning a blind eye, and he's just continuing as a normal day walk in the park, saying that we do not have a serious crime problem in Trinidad and Tobago. Is that fair to me and you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago? You see, the thing is, this crime problem doesn't really affect them, because they have security. They don't have to live in our life, our normal walk of life. They have security around them. They have protection. We don't. In this country, is every man fending for themselves now. Each and every, and I want all to bear this in mind, each and every one of us that is living in this country, we could be a target any day, anytime, any hour. Even in your home, you are not safe. And what is the PNM government is doing to try and deal with the crime situation? They ain't really doing nothing. It's only a set of talks, mamagism, and propaganda. They don't have us, they don't have these citizens' best interests at heart. If this government they'd had a little bit of sympathy for the citizens who would have voted for them, who would have put them in power for 9 years, if they only had a little bit of, as small as a mustard seed, a little bit of sympathy for us, they would have dealt with this situation, or at least try or put things in place to try, you hear the word I keep using, to try and stop the crime. They turn in a blind eye and they're going on like nothing, no big thing. But you see the opposition leader, now they're fighting down this woman so bad. They have so much of things to say about the UNC government. But this Ms. Kamala Persad-Bissessar decide, hear what's going on. Let us put aside our indifferences and let us try and deal with crime, because let's face it, Fitzgerald Hines, he sucks at it. What is he really doing? Up to now, he hasn't come up with a plan, a strategy, nothing at all, nothing of the sort to deal with the crime situation that we are facing in Trinidad and Tobago. Up to now, he didn't come up with a plan, an idea, a suggestion, nothing. And why is they sitting on high, enjoying life, driving their Benz, drinking the expensive scotch, and living lavish lives on the backs of we, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago? The problem is still there and we still suffer. We still have to be living our lives in fear. Is that right? Now, I want all you to pay attention to these things. We, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, we are not safe on the streets, in our home, nowhere we are not safe. And we would have put these people in power to handle the affairs of the country. They promise us that they are going to deal with the crime situation. They promise us, and now you see now, that a promise is a comfort to a fool. That is why the Prime Minister could have said Trinidadians are stupid people. The man called me stupid. Imagine that. These people would have come to your home and my home, knocking on our door with a red jersey and convincing you and I why we must vote for the people's, for the PNM, the People's Party, party of choice. They came to our homes, my home, your home, and convinced us that the red is the way to go. And look at what is taking place, Trinidad and Tobago. TNT, watch what is taking place. Now is the time for you all to open all your eyes and see.
Candace, go ahead. I didn't want to cut you, but I wanted to put up the picture with Hines and them laughing in the background. Hines, the Prime Minister, and that lawyer, Keith Scotland, or whatever his name is, laughing in the background. And crime today is 480 people so far. 480 people so far. And that is homicide. That is homicide rate. 480 people. I want you to sink in. 480 people would have fallen victim to homicide. And what is more frightening in this whole situation, Candace, before I hand it back over to you, because you're going good, I'm listening to you. What is more frightening is not even half, not even quarter of these homicides and them is solved. A matter of fact, we have a detection rate at I believe 23%. I mean, I'll go back and get the statistics so I can correct it. Our detection rate in Trinidad and Tobago is low. So basically, anytime you commit murder in Trinidad and Tobago, is a high possibility, over 50%, you could escape, you could get away with it. And that is what I'm not telling you. The city detection rate is within the 20s, all right? It is over 50% that if you commit a crime, a homicide in Trinidad and Tobago, and that is a nice name, that is a euphemism. If you kill somebody in Trinidad and Tobago, you have a over 50% chance of getting away. I want that to sink into your psyche. Some of you fanatics that believe that everything is hunky-dory in Trinidad and Tobago, if your neighbor decide to kill you, is a over 50% chance that that man could get away scot-free without even seeing the doors at the courthouse in Trinidad and Tobago. Because in the court system, and that you are mad about it, I can't say you could go ahead because you see this show tonight.
Well, Mr. Renison, the issue is not that they could get away. They are getting away because they're not really solving the crimes, you know. You realize in this country, you have to be somebody of status in order to get some kind of justice or some kind of redress in this country. Look how many murders. You ever hear they come up on the national television and say, well, all right, the murder that take place in South, I want to believe where the father and the 5-year-old daughter, you ever hear they come up and say they had any leads?
Candice, when we play that tape this evening, you see I didn't want it to jump the gun today, because today, I mean, I real vexed. Now the same guy, Candice, that you would have said, lock off your phone, and he would have made a promise to the mother of the gentleman. And one of our good friends would have sent a video directly to me concerning this promise that Wayne Meister would have said to the person.
I think I would have seen that video. Somebody would have sent it to me, where he was comforting the mother and making a promise. But here what's going on? A promise is a comfort to a fool. So how come they ain't get no leads as yet? How come they ain't come up with some kind of sting operation? Because people just talk. The same way how when they snatched the minister bracelet, in less than 48 or 28 hours, they had a lead and they didn't know to hold how much people and question them. You see, in this country, if you don't stick behind the government to do their work, the work that they promised that they would do on behalf of us, if we don't stick behind them, you don't realize what's already going on. If we don't stick behind them and put them up on social media and talk about it, that will die a natural death and sweep under the carpet. And it's only shame this PNM government, I shouldn't say that, they are ashamed because they know very well they cannot handle this crime situation we are having. But they can't come out and say that. That will make the government look bad. You feel a fisherman go come out here and say he fish rotten. He want to sell that and get it off his hand and go home and laugh with a couple of dollars in his hands. Is the same thing applies to the PNM? You think they go come up there and bad talk themselves? It's unfortunate that the Minister of Health get robbed and he happened to come out and talk and say how he feel. But if things was different, they better hide that too. But something has to expose them. And they keep taking us for granted. And this is what I can't understand. Why the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago cannot see that. Now, I would have seen a clipping where one of the ministers campaigning wrong election time. So that would have been like about 2 elections back, where they go into people's house and they hugging up their children, they introducing themselves, they play with the dog in the yard, and they're making themselves familiarized with the public and giving them a set of false promises just to thief their head again. A set of lies and promises. And the thing is, the citizens keep falling for that. And I don't know why all you keep, I should say we, let me not say all you, why we keep falling for that. All you have to take notice of these things. And all you feel, this crime situation, because the government do not have it under control. You've seen it every day. They could come up on social media and say, yes, we have the crime situation under control. But we are seeing it, and thank God for social media, because if they could have banned social media, they would have done it. You see how they censor in the news? When you go to TV6 or wherever to try to get your story to be heard, it's either they no, I'm talking from experience. It's either they turn you away and they tell you they go call you, or they take the story and they dissect it and put up what they want the public to see. Is that fair to you and I? You know why they're doing that? Because they don't want the government of the day to look bad. Because if you notice, all they're doing is implementing taxes upon we, the poor citizens. Only implementing taxes upon us and turning a blind eye to what is the real issue that we are facing. Because they know we have a mind, we as he said, we foolish. So we will only talk about a situation that take place for about a week. They give we 7 days. And after that, that will die down. We have to come out of that mentality. In other words, all you have to learn to develop a bad mind. Because it's you and I were feeling the pain. You and I were feeling the pressure. When we go to the groceries, when we go to the market, when we go to the hardware, right now, you and I can't even build a house. Everything has skyrocketed. But they want to change coat of arms. $4 billion or more missing from the treasury. They cannot give account for that. But yet still, they're turning a blind eye and they want you and I to come and vote. Come back and vote for them. What are we voting for? Ask yourself these questions, Trinidad and Tobago. Think, what are we voting for? Because it's insecurity. Because right now I sit down in my studio here and I am not feeling safe. When I get up to go to work on a morning, I just try to leave when the place clear. Long time when you're going to work, you can leave little 3, 4 o'clock in the morning because you're telling yourself you're safe. Because you might see a little police jeep pass up, pass down. Now you haven't seen a patrol pass it up or down. The police went until the crime done and people dead and then they're coming on the scene. Is this a government all they want to continue voting for? When all your children hungry, all you had to weigh between buying books and buying food to fill your family belly? This is the state our country has reached to, whether all they like it or not, whether all they want to admit it or not. And this is for some of them PNMites, them diehard PNM. We're studying race. You understand? And Rowley choking out all your eye. All they only eating ice when the day comes. Some of all you. But all you holding on to the hem of the PNM garment. Because all you're wicked to all yourselves. Yes, I'm saying it out loud. All you're wicked to all yourself. It can take a rocket science to notice what's taking place. To notice what's taking place in this country. Every one of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago feeling the pressure. We're feeling the pain in our pockets. Even in the hospitals. Even in the hospital, sometimes when you go to other hospitals for medication, you can't even get medication. There's a certain hospital at one point in time you couldn't even get something as simple as Panadol.
And that is what we accept in Trinidad. That is what we accept.
But that is what we accepting. That is what we are accepting, Mr. Renison. And we turning up, listen to me. The way how this PNM government is treating the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago is like, They don't like us. They want to stay in power. They want the riches. They want the wealth. They want to hold on and latch on to the treasury. But they don't want the people. So when time for election now, they're taking off their jacket and tie. They're putting on their jersey and their sneakers and their jeans. And they're coming now to Mama Guy, you and I again, to put them back in power. Because why? They're saying how the UNC bad and the UNC this and the UNC that. But how long the PNM in power? What changes have we, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, seen over them 9 years? What has this government done for us? Look at the schools. Imagine a school, a place like a school where your child or children supposed to be attending on a daily basis to get an education so that they can get a better life. The trade centers where children, if some of them can't take education, they go and learn a trade. They might have some trade schools, yes. But out of your district, if your family, let me see your mother, all right, for instance, me, I am working on a 2013 salary. I had to stretch them dollars to wrap around to make a coil. Literally stretch them. And let me say my son want to go and do a plumbing trade or electrical trade. You think they have that in the district where I am living? You have to go to Rima or you have to go to Tunapuna, that is Passage. We have an indoor facility out on the Ojo Road there. It's only twice since we talk about it, Mr. Renison. I said it was in function sometime last week and week before. Because that indoor facility was built under the UNC. When the PNM get in power, they never open it to the public. It remained there like an ornament, collecting dust, cobweb, spiders, moss, and crapo. When they're ready, for shame's sake, they will get a CPEP contractor to cut the lawn and to make it look well presentable. They never keep a function. They never keep nothing for the youth at all on it. But you know, coming down to election, they go want. Why wait until coming down to election? Or they just want to do these things for the citizens when all they would have promised them that. And over the years, all they're supposed to be putting all them promises into action, into motion. And I find it's about time the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago wake up and see this, that these people have been selling us lies all the time. And all they're doing is ripping off the country. You believe we have the country, so? We don't have the country in the poor state that it is in right now. We, the parents, might be responsible for some of our children's actions. Right? But then again, you can't really. Yes, you could blame the parents, yes. But then when if it's a mother alone and she has to go to work, I mean to say, let me say she working for minimum wage. She have to work to pay the bills because she ain't pay the bills, the light will cut, the water will cut, everything will cut. And these children have been unattended. And she working for a minimum wage, small so, micro so, not as big as those ministers' salary. How you think she going and she can't be in two places at the same time? But then again, that is a personal issue. But if all you who promise or they will put things in place for us was doing what all they're supposed to do, that too could have lightened the burden for that single mother or that single father. But all they're showing us time and time again that all you don't really care about us. The only time all they're caring about we the citizen is when it's time for election, when all they want our votes. All they're coming with a jersey and a $300 and pelt it in the crowd like if we a set of headless chickens. Citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, now is the time for you to pay attention to the state of our economy. The state of our country, how it run down. Imagine that people don't like to come here and vacation here. People don't like to come here because the murder rate is too high. You could come to Trinidad and get your debts. You could come on vacation and just go missing it. And when you catch yourself in some other country or somebody, little call girl, or your son could be somebody's little pet. And up to now, when you go missing or a murder take place, they can't solve the crime. They have no leads. But when the minister, it's something as simple as a bracelet, when they snatch him and take the bracelet, they find leads one time. So why that same service cannot apply to you and me, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago? You mightn't be able to cover all the grounds, but you could cover some of the grounds.
And Candace, before you go on, just so people to understand, we have a clip by Matheson that would have been talking about the minimum wage in Trinidad and Tobago before, because we have a power pack showing up. A matter of fact, let me take that picture over them little songs at the side. Now we're going to do a breakdown that pay attention, people. This is not something you're getting on any other network. What we are providing for you, the quality of programming that we are providing to you, you are not getting this on no other network outside it. This breakdown that we giving here today, I mean, it might extend for some days, a matter of fact. When 100 and something people dead in the country, these two clowns up there, watch them, Fitzgerald Hines, Keith Scotland and the Prime Minister of this country are using our money. Watch them up there, are taking our money to party. What you feel it is, or you feel that coming out of their pocket, we give them the entertainment that they need. That is what we're paying for. These three little clowns here, that is ineffective in their office, in concordance to what we're seeing is 480 murders. Look at them, look at these little clowns up there. Watch them. That's your money they're spending. Now we go into how, because they have no respect for your money. Now Candace would have sent a clip for me concerning the body cameras too that would have been taking place there. The prices, the $25 million they're spending for 3,000 body camera. Now we would have taken the initiative to do a little research for you guys throughout. I mean, we went through Amazon and other places, but take a breakdown concerning this salary thing, that Candace would have now spoken about here. Look at this. This was in a UNC pre-budget debate. Budget coming. So days where you had to ask yourself. I think Stephen Matheson. Stephen Matheson is his name, and he's a consultant in industrial relation.
If you live in
this statement that he's making.
Minimum wage in Trinidad and Tobago? Our minimum wage is $21.50, I think, or $21. If you work whole month on minimum wage, you'll be earning something like almost $4,000 a month. If you have to travel from Matlock to go to Port of Spain to get a job, you can't get a job. It can't be a job you're looking for paying your minimum wage. Because I have transportation. Any developing nation worth its salt, transportation is one of the most important elements, one of the key pillar to development in your community, transportation. And so I remembered in the days in the 80s, early 80s, you used to have a bus going to Toko and Matlock, and they have that still? I don't think they have any buses going up there again. But if you think, for those who live Sangre Grande, if you think that things are really bad, talk to somebody who lives in Matlock. They might have to pay about $100 to get to Port of Spain to look for a job, and you ain't sure, and then you have to pay that to come back. And things depress all about because of bad governance.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is the facts. That is the facts. Things depress all over Trinidad and Tobago And it's as if certain people outside here are not willing to face the facts. If you're working for minimum wage in this country, that still is not enough. And minimum wage, he would have described it. Stephen Matheson would have said that minimum wage will brought you up to a salary of about $4,000 a month. And if we had to break down this thing logically, you working for minimum wage in this system in Trinidad and Tobago, PTSC transportation system is shit right about now. I believe that they are deliberately running down the transport service, the national transport service in Trinidad and Tobago for their own gain. I believe so, and I could talk some things concerning that, but we will leave that for our next show. We could tell you that there are people working PTSC and have the private maxi. And what did us do so they could run down the service in PTSC? I could tell you what certain drivers are doing it, but we will leave that for another time. Now, at the end of the day, if it is $4,000 in concordance to what Stephen Matheson would have been saying, as a known industrial relation officer that does give advice, he does represent people up to the court level. He representing companies all over Trinidad and Tobago and probably up in the island. I esteem one of the esteemed black man that would have make it some way in society in Trinidad and Tobago, and you would have seen he would have break down this logically for the average man to understand it. How the hell we could be in a country we paying for all of this, all them PTSC drivers and them you see in there, we are paying for mechanics, for security, for management. We the citizens are paying for that, and we can't get a damn bus on time. So if the transportation system is down and you are getting a minimum wage salary, let me say $4,000 a month, how that can mind you? And he's saying that cannot mind you effectively on a month-to-month basis. How the hell we can give pensioners $3,500? Then sees what really going on here in Trinidad. If it is we could give pensioners that kind of money outside here, why the Prime Minister and his ministers don't work for that? It's games we played with the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago every single time. And what we are telling you, we are keep on showing you the problem that exists in Trinidad and Tobago. And we are telling you, here what's going on. This government is giving you shit and telling you it's ice cream. And all you have to do is come this election, vote them out, and not only take it a step further, no government must be able to do us that again in Trinidad and Tobago. Let me don't take what we see in the day and take light in the night to see it. Right now, we want to pay them out, and we want a proper structure, as a proper framework as to who is going to lead us next. So when we are hearing quarreling and this one and that one quarreling, people are here supposed to be concerned. You cannot allow yourself to continue to be a sheep in Trinidad and Tobago at the expense of a Benz or a big ride, and Faris saying, what is the point? At the expense of millions. We cannot allow that. That have to be curtailed. What the opposition is saying concerning going into power, we have to be more smart. And if, God forbid, something happened to the leader of the opposition, what can you say that you have installed for the people at Trinidad and Tobago? That is the discussion I would like to have. You're seeing people here in Trinidad. I mean, when certain crime summit come up and think, yes, We applaud the opposition for creating this crime summit, that the normal person could come out and start to talk as to what taking place. But we want representation on all levels. You see, it's not just voting out a party, you know. It's by building the next party to a formidable force that it cannot be broke, that it cannot be easily broken. And that is what I have installed, or what I would have thought that any opposition, the stance that they would have taken concerning certain things. Because there are people that the PNM and the UNC don't really represent. I mean, I wouldn't say it like that. They don't feel represented by anyone in the two. And these things are facts. You see, we cannot continue to lie to ourselves here in Trinidad and Tobago. The facts is the facts. The facts is the facts. We can't continue to lie to ourselves. What really going on here? 480 murder. The longest serving National Security Minister, Fitzgerald Lyons, is still there. What power the citizens have as to get these people out is to vote them out and to give our trust to somebody else, but it have to be structured. You see, you can't convince certain people by just telling them, hey, vote for me. That is not enough. That is not enough. I ain't seen that. That is not enough again to capture the vote of the undecided. The by-election that would have taken place there, is that enough data for you to see? It's not just good enough to show up the stupidness that taken place with PNM and let me vote UNC. That is not enough again. That is not enough again. The statistics are there for you to see. People in certain areas still voting, regardless to how much information you put outside there. That is not enough again to just show up one side and to say the bad. That is not enough. Are we not learning from history in Trinidad and Tobago? Are we not paying attention to the facts and data? It's not good enough to make the message emotional. It's not good enough to keep on repeating one thing over and over. Meet the people, talk to them, instruct certain people to do it, because there are people that have certain authority to do it. To meet groups, to meet people, to meet them where they are. Not from where you was trying to reach them with a long spoon. Meet them where they is. And there are people that are totally being left behind. There are certain areas that we would have went into in Trinidad and Tobago that people in see a pipeline, they doing several lights. These things are facts. And we in bad talking no government. What we are saying is this: none reach them. None. None. The PNM, neither the UNC, none of them will reach them. They are that existing in Trinidad and Tobago as we speak. A small island. And there are people that is left behind.
I strongly believe the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago do not know the power they have. We, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, we do not understand that the power that we have when it comes to what is taking place in our country. If you're sitting down and you're listening to the news, because the average person every day on their phone, on YouTube, on TikTok, on whatever internet, social media, the news pops up, a little clipping, what the government of the day will try to hide from you, the knowledge that they will try to hide from you for you not to see. TikTok showing it boldface. And you've seen it every single day, and you ain't sitting down and talking to yourself and say, you see this? Something got to give. Because you're seeing the news big and bold in your front, your face. You're feeling it in your pocket. You're feeling it when you go to the grocery. Every where you turn, you're feeling the pressure. So all you can sit down and say, self, talk to yourself. And even if yourself answer back, that you're not you're mad because you're talking to yourself. This is what's taking place. When you watch wrong and you see your children hungry, you can't send them to school. And when you watch on the other side, so you see them have a murder, blood washing the streets, all kind of thing happening. And you're hearing your prime minister who you would have voted for and say who dead. That is not enough to wake up all it.
And
That is not enough.
Candace, Trinidad and Tobago have become evil, some of the people. Imagine
No, Mr.
me and somebody talk today, and what they would have said to me make my blood boil. Imagine people in Trinidad and Tobago. There's a new trend that is taking place. I hope some of you notice it. People killing people in Trinidad and Tobago, and some people want to make sure they're dead. Imagine you digging up a dead body and still burning it. Trinidad, there are certain people inside here, and you see this mentality reflecting some of the people in Trinidad and Tobago. There is a certain type of evil in Trinidad and Tobago that is existing, and it could only prevail when we pray. So that is why we endorse the praying thing here on this platform when we start this platform, and it's something that I intend to keep up with. You understand? I'm putting my heart and soul into that. We have to put God in front. You digging up dead bodies
Only God
to make sure they're dead. But I watch her. Candace, as I say, I whole evening I'm trying to hold back this thing.
Only God could save us now, because we would have put our trust in man, and God talked about that. He said, put not your trust in man, but in him. Not because you ain't seeing God, that don't mean they have a God, you know. It have a God. But you see, some of us, our minds are so weak. And I was always tell people, common sense was made before book. Don't let these people come to you and use their big highfalutin words and back all you in a corner. Don't let these people come to you and give all that lies and propaganda and promises and run away with that. When it's to me, you know what I want the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to do? You see this election coming? When the PNM come in front all your door, I want all you to question them and ask them why. Because it's 9 years, you know. 9 years, and look at the state of the country. And I wanted all you to bear in mind that they keep saying that we do not have a serious crime problem. That one. Two, well, they know that I'm a famous line. Who dead, and who live. And for the youths of Trinidad and Tobago, the ones that would have went to UE and all these universities and gather all their education to better all your life, to turn on to help all your mother and father who would have sacrificed, who would have eaten bacon, butter, dal and rice in order for them to get a proper education. When all you graduate and all you come out to their passes, all you cannot get jobs. Why? Whose fault is that? Because when you go to look for a job, it's either you're overqualified, or as the Prime Minister say, if you cannot get the job you want, go and work in a gas station. And the other one, the Scotland man said that what? Cook on a coal pot while he cooking on an 8-burner stove. And ride a bicycle. You should ride a bicycle while he driving a Benz.
Hey, watchman. You see, Candace, we had to laugh at the gentleman, you know. What is size of Keith Scotland? What is size? Who he trying to fool? He must be getting up every morning and eat out the kitchen. He must be eating out the kitchen before he goes. What is size of that? I don't want to say it, you know. What is size of that gentleman?
But
what is size? He look like he does be at the gym.
That is an insult.
Boy, would he?
Listen to me.
That
is an insult. That is an insult. That is 100% insult to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. You see, these people can only do this to us because we are letting them. We letting them do that to us. So I don't have no other choice than to say, we the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, we like wickedness.
Candace, before you go on, let me play this clip, because I want to play this clip. I know he's a person that's thing. Look on and look at this clip. That clip we does always play.
I'm not seeing them, you know.
Right. Let me play this.
I can't even get food card under this government.
You can't even get a food card.
Poor people eating crumbs.
We put people in power, we put people in richness and happiness, and we stay suffering.
Times pass through here, he ain't do nothing.
All you're doing for crime.
The way is not nice.
My woman involved, my children mother involved, but like all them going mad right now.
I just want to work. I want to
What it is, all you're doing for your own people who paying this and paying all you're there.
But we're gonna change the whole everything, man.
pay for all the wrong things that they're doing to people in this country.
You have been warned.
Now, what these gentlemen here again? These men and them are eating ham, lamb, jam. Watch them, the grinning. Watch them. That is your tax-paying dollars that they are spending and enjoying themselves. You paying for that. You, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, you paying for that.
And mind
You paying for that. That is what you paying for.
While we
These men and them,
paying for that.
these men and them don't deserve the respect of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. No time.
Whilst
You
we
suffering
paying
in
for
a
that,
country. You
Why
can't
is
sell
it-
paying bills. You're raising gas. You're raising electricity and watch. Look at them. We employ them.
Yeah. And whilst
We could do
paying- whilst
better than
they're
this.
eating-
We could do
Why?
better than this. The
Why?
country, the dilapidated infrastructure in this country is failing. This transportation system, it is failing, and these men, look at them. Look at these men and them. This is what we accepted in Trinidad and Tobago. This is the standard that you are accepting in Trinidad and Tobago.
And,
Nah.
and while
Nah.
they're eating ham, lamb,
Fed
and
up. I'm fed up. This can't be the standard or accepting here.
whilst
The
they're eating
hell with this
ham,
government
lamb,
if this
and
thing
jam.
going down a particular road. You know. You
Why?
cannot accept this as a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. Watch this man. Watch him. Watch him. Watch him. My God.
They have the citizens back up in a corner, and the way how they're treating the citizens, they're making us, the citizens, feel that we are not worthy of a good life. They're making us feel that we are not worthy of having the amenities like them. They are on top and we are at the bottom. But at the end of the day, it's the ones who are the bottom is who putting them on top, and they fail to realize that. But at the end of the day, all boils back down to we are responsible for what is taking place in our country. We have the says, we employ them to work for us. Imagine this, when they go out to dine and wine and dine, that whole main course, you know how much money that has cost? And imagine how much people them could have feed with them thousands of billions of dollars they would have spent for the whole entourage to eat ham, lamb, and jam, drink all kind of expensive scotch, take all kind of expensive trip to go and play golf. While they're enjoying their life and enjoying the amenities and the fruits of our labor on our back, we children hungry. We sons and we daughters getting gunned down on the streets. You think these people care? But again, we the citizens are to blame because we're not standing up for what is right. We're not telling this PNM government, hey, what's going on? Enough is enough. You have to put on your foot, because if we do not come together and put on our foot, sad is going to be our portion. And it's happening daily. Look at that. as Mr. Renzi was talking about the PTSC buses, imagine that. But you know, hear me and hear me out. I didn't used to travel with the bus and them, because I find from long time I always saying you stand up in the line and when you stand up there kind of 2 hours you're hearing the bus shuttle to Arima or Grandi has shut down. So it's not until 3 or 4 hours after you could get a bus, they may send a bus fare. After you come up from work or wherever, you are stand and they stand up there a good 2 hours. You have to wait another 3 hours on top of that 2 hours, like 5 hours. And you're too short to catch the bus. And when you hear now, the bus shut down and it pack up in PTSC, thousands of bus pack up there. But you know, when they go in an excursion, it's not the same bus you're seeing going excursion pumping music. How come the buses and them could work for private people when they're going on the Lime and the excursion, but why they can't fix it to put it back on the road for the citizens to travel on it? To go from point A to point B. Ask all yourself that.
Why is it talking about that issue? I would like to inform the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. We now open the line. Sorry about that. We was the lines was down, a matter of fact. You can call in live. The number is 333-2176, 333-2176. Candace.
You know how much people just be waiting on that bus. They don't have no passage to go to or from. They're depending on that bus. And they have to sit down there. I see that for myself. I see that with my own 2 eyes. And that hurt me. I said, but what the hell is what really going on in Trinidad? So what happened to the mechanics and them? If you could auction off all these buses and all the people who buy them could fix them over. Why they can't fix them over for themselves and put it back on the road to work? You know why? Because that too is a business. I wouldn't be too sure if you hear about a government minister must own about 10 of that. And he tried by his partner to refurbish it and fix it over and rent it out. Because you know in Trinidad you could come and talk and a bubble and get away because nobody is locking you up. In this country is a eater food. And who you know and who know you. And we, the citizens, yet still we sitting down and we taking that. Why it is always so wicked to always say? Now I'm telling all you see what Mr. Renison and myself and the team doing here? We're doing this out of love and out of concern for our fellow brothers and sisters in this country. We're not doing that for fame or likes, you know, but we're not getting paid. We take it upon ourselves because we too would have had bad past experiences. We too would have had undergo some sort of pressure, some sort of injustice, and we say enough is enough, and we decide to come here and open this platform, the Advocate for Justice platform, so that your voice and our voice could be heard on this platform. Because you ain't hearing it nowhere, because on other platforms or wherever, even the news, the national news, the news to me is the voice of the people. Something go wrong with you, you go to TV6, but that's how I know it, or you go to whatever news station and your voice you complain and they throw it out there so that those in authority will hear. Because you know those in authority, you really can't go to them just so you know. You have to know somebody who could pull a string for it to get to whisper in somebody else that you want to speak to the commissioner or you want to speak to somebody in authority. The news is there for poor people like me and you for our voice to be heard. And that too, they must learn it. You can walk in a news station and say, well, this is my concern. Twice I would have made that attempt and I would have failed terribly. Twice. You hear what I'm telling you. And that's showing you you're under pressure. You're under siege, you're feeling the pain, you're wearing the stress on your chest, the sorrow on your back. And who do you turn to? I want all you to bear this in mind. This is this election is a very serious election in the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. This election determines whether we live or we dead. This election determines whether we eat ham, lamb, and jam, or we eat grass and drink canal water. This election This election determines our future, our children, our generation's future. This election determines whether we, all of us, end up as homeless people on the streets or we have a house. This election determines whether the little kakada you have, as my Prime Minister has called it, the little kakada that we have in the bank account, if he gets to touch it or not. After you work hard for your money and save up your little money to make your life comfortable, when you retire, they want to go and touch that. This election determines who gets pension, who is eligible for pension after you would have worked hard and pay all your dues. And all they want to sit down there and still say great is the PNM, and all they want to war one another, and all are we dying, all are we suffering, and all are we hungry, all are we facing high food prices, and all they want to sit down comfortable on that. Imagine that. All they want to, that is life, all they want for all their children, because it don't hard already in our timing. What will happen to we children and we grandchildren? What will happen? All they ever sit down to think about that? It's 9 years these people are in power, 9 years, What they do for you? I would like somebody to call on the live and tell me what the PNM has done for this country in terms of health, education, food prices, crime, housing, better roads, better lights. Just name it. Let me hear what it is. And if somebody could come here now and tell me that, I will stop advocate. Because I know me am mad. I am a public servant and I working on 2013 salary. And by the time I get paid, month end, the next week my money done. I had to lift my salary to the heavens. Good thing I was a praying woman and ask the Lord to bless it and stretch it. So can you imagine for the people who work in 10 days, and I just recently I would have found out that it's the $500 they just give you a fortnight. You see that is an insult to injury.
Good night, caller.
So people would have dropped up and...
Unless we have a caller.
Somebody
Yes, good night.
Yeah, I'm a first-time caller here. And I want to be very honest. What else could take place in Trinidad and Tobago for the government to wake up to see the need to help the people? What else? Let's be real.
True.
What else?
What else? And it seems to me it look like a government that don't care, don't feel love from this government at all. You don't feel it.
No, this is crazy. What you're saying, that dig up somebody's grave. What else? Let us be real. We see it every day on social media, on the news, on TikTok, and what else? Come on, man.
My God. So what part of Trinidad you're calling us from?
I'm from Tobago.
All right, brother. Thanks for the call.
Tobago in the house, welcome.
We need to be real, and people need to wake up and open the eyes.
Mm-hmm. So true.
Well, thanks, and I'm enjoying the program.
Yes, man. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Tobago in the house, man. Thanks. And you see, the thing is, Mr. Renison, we, the people, have to open our eyes and see it as it is. According to you, we can't wait until night time to take touchlight to see where you could see in the day seat today, sit in the day seat now. And the government that is with who may happen to come in power, they too had to check themselves. They too had to check themselves and know what here was going on. If this is what we used to do, because our judges are saying, I can't judge them, I only hear. This is what is going to take place now. We are going to put the people first. Let us restructure our plans. It's a lot of planning, a lot of strategies, a lot of meetings, a lot of sitting and meet with the people, the same people that put all you in power. Don't only wait until when it's election. It wouldn't hurt. Every 2 months or every 3 months, you walk through your neighborhood, become one with the people, put things in place for them, because you'll never want them again. Implement things in place so that when here was going on, a minister cannot give account for a portion of money that was allocated and give it to him to do whatever. He had to go under investigation, and if he cannot give account for the money after investigation, well, he had to go to jail, start be portion, because here was going on. You were given a function or a duty to carry out, and you fail, and you couldn't give account for where the money go. You see, they had to get serious, you know. Because just now, it don't reach the stage where people go in your house and thief in your pot of food. Imagine that. Bandit going in your house and thief in your Pampers, your little petty change, and your pot of food. People not safe. And these are the things people had to open all their eyes and see, according to the caller, what again? All they waiting on to see. What again? The Prime Minister insult us to the worst. Because if you is the father of the nation and you could say who dead and who live. What I'm really telling you? Now that he's telling you point blank, he don't care. And remember, he turned and he said, don't blame he. So the fact that he could say, listen to me, this is something that come out of a man's mouth, you know. And so a man think it. It comes out of his mouth. Why that way he thinking, you know? Don't blame he. So all this crime that taking place, murders, kidnapping, raping, human trafficking, all these illegal immigrants coming into our country and committing crime and all too. And he's saying, don't blame he. Who's supposed to protect the borders? The UNC not in power. It's the PNM. When all the little chance they get now and I'm watching them go there, is throw the blame on the UNC, but the UNC not in power. Forget the UNC. Them could bust up their mouth and say what they want. You had to show us why we supposed to keep you in power, and you're not doing that. You're turning your back on me. You're leaving me for dead. And then you're coming to ask me back for we vote again next election.
Candace, while we're on that point, you see, we want to play our next clip. People at Trinidad and Tobago concerning, a video where Candace and all would have sent concerning the body camera. 25 million. Imagine that. Imagine them put aside $25 million.
But I thought we didn't have no money in the country.
For the body camera. But Candace, let me don't spur it up. Let me go into this clip here and just for you to know people not stupid outside here. People ain't stupid at all. Or you ain't fooling me, or you ain't fooling them.
So out here,
look at it, Candace.
And I taken in that headline where the TTPS will get 3,000 cameras. 4K body cameras at a cost of $25 million. Now, maths is a simple thing, right? So, take 25 million and divide it by 3,000. So, we will be paying $8,333 per camera. And that making sense to somebody, right? If you go on Amazon, if you Google 4K cameras, body cameras, regardless of brand or wherever, you will see that most of those cameras, not even 200 US, right? They're not even over 200 US. Some of them is 149 US, some is 157 if we're talking 4K, right? So, no matter what kind of 4K camera you buying, it could never come up to $8,333 per camera. I guess election coming soon. And Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and Jet Li, the whole kickback posse, in full motion. All you have a good day.
All you know that I have $25 million for 3,000 cameras. Who sit down and work that maths yet, right? I went and searched all over for body cams and checked the prices. The most is like $54, right? So we check like 54 by 7, almost $400. Let me just check $400 per body cam. I want that minister to come and give accountability of how much per body cam, right? Because how the hell you could do a $25 million contract for 3,000 body cam that costs around almost $400, right? I want you to check the lag, and it's 23 point something million dollars, 23 point something million dollars that just sitting there doing nothing, because the 3,000 body cam go and cost about 1 point something million. So my question to that minister, because all the lovely supporters who say that PNM doing real good, and all they hear this, I doubt all they check the match and say, yeah, we need that. What is in the contract with Diamond? What is in the contract? We need to know. Because you do the body cams. Are you putting repairs and lifetime all this stuff? No. But anyway, I want to know that. And I want them to tell us how much they're paying per camera. Because I tell you, 23 point something out of the $25 million is not accounted for. That minister, in my opinion, I want to ask a question, right? How much money you getting from that $25 million? Huh? To the people who support them PNM and saying they're doing good, or they come and explain to me why 3,000 cameras, which, let me give you the benefit of the doubt, could cost $2 million, what the next $23 million doing? What? That is we taxpayers' money. Only jackass people will take money and throw it away in a time when we need money in this country to be develop our country. All you need to think. And if all you can't think, me know what to say.
Now, what you would have seen that whole thing right there for yourself. The maths, not Matson. Hey, Candace, the Matson at all, you know?
No, but I didn't get a chance to see the video because I ain't seen
it. It's the same clip, Candace, that you would have sent. You understand? The same clip you would have sent to me concerning the body cameras. The maths not Matson at all. Because if at the end of the day, all this money for cameras, body cameras, 3,000, when the deduction is done, according to Stefan Rees, $8,000 for $8,000 for what? That Matson at all. It ain't Matson.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, right? It's 9 years that the PNM in power, and why wait until now to implement that these officers and them get the body cameras? Why wait until now? What happened for all them years gone by? And the fact that they're running now, because everybody focusing on put body cameras on the police and them, get them body cameras. They come up with that figure, so they tell us why is we, because they tell you that they feel we dotish. And thank God for platforms like these and social media and those other social media activists and them that bringing this thing real for people to notice. The fact that we calling, yes, they were body camera, they decided to throw up a figure. So we go, well, all right, yes, but at least they get any body camera. And come see the price of one. How much is the price of one? Because I didn't the price of one would have been how much? 100, 200 and how much? $50? If I'm not mistaken.
The price for one body camera, $52. We would have seen 100 and some US, 140, 150 US for the most expensive one. Not even 200 US.
And look at that big figure they come up with. So that is obviously they were like, come and listen, and that again, that's showing you how these people and them taking with a pack of guns. So 3/4 of that money they now going in somebody's Swiss bank account, you know, for their children to go UE or to buy some big house in the Bahamas so they can go on vacation with their family, you know, on the backs of the citizens when we struggling to make two ends meet. All the time, they didn't know we needed the police and then the body camera. And that against to show you, they know it have a serious crime problem in Trinidad and Tobago. They know. They damn well know. And it becoming when it past glaring, it out there. According to the young people, it out there. They decide now, well, let me try you see they're running out of ideas. And that clearly shows they're misusing the funds because they're showing you how they're thieving it. Big and bold. And they cannot control the crime problem that we are facing. And as a matter of fact, in order they cannot, they don't want to because crime is a business. Because when they come with that crime, that camera thing, no, that's where you go here. Some of them, it's working. Because you know, we tricky that it's working and they have to carry it back. And it's all kind of, watch now. It's, bottom line is this, let these people go back where they come from. It's time for the PNM government to go give somebody else a chance. Thank you very much for your services, the PNM, but your services is no longer needed on behalf of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Let these people go there with them, please.
And to you, the people at Trinidad and Tobago, let me show you something. Now, this one I have here is about the camera. This is something that has have on me all the time. Other than certain places where I live in is outfitted with certain cameras. Because the amount of police set up and these kind of things I would have gotten. And I ain't have money like I'm in Chan Ishmael where you could find case of how much here. Now, this here is a body camera that I have. I have other devices that has record voices. Now, this body camera that you're seeing here would have cost me 250 TT. Now, the reason why I would have buy this one waterproof, even if it is suddenly broken, you could retrieve the data from on this. Now, it not only does get footage, it's 100 and 1,000 1080p is a 1080p megapixel. It not only does get vision from it, it does also get audio from it too. It have it equipped with a you could put a memory card outside storage. I believe is 180 gig. I think is the maximum I would have put. Yeah, 180 gig maximum you could put in it. And this didn't cost nothing. To say, well, it is in those exorbitant millions that the government is propagating. Now, doing these type of things here, you have to be extremely careful. Because what we're doing here, a lot of people don't like this. A lot of people don't like it. And we ain't asking it to like we neither too at the same time. I ain't looking for no friend, but I want to make no enemies neither at the same time. I ain't come here looking for friend. To be real, I come here to bring information to people. But if we gain some friends on the way, so be it. I welcome it with open arms. A true friend is better than diamonds and pearls. With a true friend, you can obtain these type of things. You understand? So you have to be extremely careful. Me in here to make you frightened. There are certain things that, you decide to be an influencer outside here, they can't catch me in my pants on again. There are things that are at stake to a particular level because the system that we have here in Trinidad and Tobago, it is not fair. The court system is not fair. At days where I want to go, it's no longer that you could stand up in a court and say certain things just so. Even if you was on the scene, they put it in a way that they are allowed, anybody could allow to charge you for saying certain things and you have to come and prove it in the court. And only the court could say whether if it's truth or not. That is how real it get in Trinidad and Tobago. Free, it don't not like free speech again. The court system is used as a muscle by anybody that have influence over them. Whether it be government or a friend or somebody who just having a relationship with one of the person inside of it could influence the judgment of certain people. It real so. Very few people in Trinidad in the court system is upholding the law in a righteous way. Imagine these days in court, from the time you open your mouth in a court, the magistrate, some judges does allow it, but most of them, these magistrates and them in these court and them are out of control. The magistrates and them in these court and them are out of control. Some of the times they want to talk to you like if you're a little boy, you're answering, you're talking, you're responding to certain things and they try to hush you up. Boy, there is something in the Constitution, not something. There is something that, there is freedom of speech in a particular way. So if you're responding to a question asked, there is plenty tactics that it does use against the average man to shut him up in court. Now, we would have sent out a certain video concerning that. It's on the page, you can see it. We will bring it back again. The nonsense that is taking place here in Trinidad and Tobago, there ought to be a system to oversee these magistrates and them. They're out of control in Trinidad. There is nobody that regulating a magistrate behavior. They are out of control. And trust me, you feel it is a kicks together. We have thousands of tape concerning that. It's just to break it down logically for many of you to see and hear and understand. Some of our court recordings outside the senators that we blast it on social media. It's about time we should make certain the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago should rise up against the system. And yes, if I want to give me any letter for any sedition or bring it, we ought to shut down this country in Trinidad and Tobago. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. And plenty of you don't want to say it. Because at the end of the day, you're afraid sedition. We ought to shut down this country. We living in this country. We are seeing breaches of the Constitution over and over and over. And nobody is being held accountable. 25 million for 300 body cameras. Failure. People suffering. Food can't cut in. And I could go on and on. Infinitum. You have no justice. The control in the justice system. Your freedom of speech is being taken away from you. You can't speak out just so. I not going and lay down and die just so. I prefer leave. I prefer leave. But why must I leave? This country do not belongs to the elites and them that are controlling the system. It don't belongs to them. This country is mine just as much as it is yours. It is ours. How much time you hear people cry out and say the system is flawed. It is not working against us. It is against, it is not working for us. As a matter of fact, it is against us. Whether you're right or wrong, the system is who know who and what it could prove. Just before this whole interlude here this afternoon, imagine somebody could call and say, it's a camera system all over Trinidad and Tobago. We spend how much millions in installing cameras in Trinidad and Tobago. State-of-the-art cameras. Cameras that could zoom all up in your... cameras that could zoom all up where God put where the squirrel put the nuts. If that cameras could zoom all day, because we are cameras that, watch me, we could zoom 100 miles away and see what color clothes you have on. And you telling me that a simple footage from a camera or you can't differentiate? Ian Allen have more technology than Oya. If somebody kills somebody in a crowd, let me say in Carnival, or you can't differentiate and say, well, all right, I see this person on side here. I see that next person. I see the other person that what was there. Let me hear your statement and corroborate the two story. There is something that we call a law dovetailing. Once we have a place and the person will identify themselves in being in that particular place, let me hear the statement and let me hear supporting statement from other people. Was that person there? Yes. Did that person have on that color clothes? Yes. What is the statement? We see a commotion. Right. What was the commotion here? Ask the people and them. There is no investigation that is done in such a way. The government control the police system in Trinidad and Tobago. Who threw tear gas on us in Port of Spain when we would have marched against this the mass system that we had? I was there on the front line. They nearly hold me. This, as I said, the camera system that they install in Trinidad and Tobago, there is a particular person, I ain't gonna call the name, would have gotten reports. Yes, they would have seen concerning a little incident that would have taken place with them. And they would have seen the person there in the footage. And they have been explaining this thing for months in the public domain, what would have taken place on an altercation during Carnival. And how you can differentiate and put a stop to reach some milestone in the case yet. How you get all your act together, boy. Standard a bureau, get all your act together. Get all your act together. And the most how you can do people is threaten them with death. That is what the police. Boy, Candace, I break it down to a particular point.
Let me tell you something.
Everybody know in the police service that you speak out against them, they're coming to kill you. I ain't afraid to say it. I say it now. And many of you could attest to what I said. And we will play a tape concerning a man who gets shot the other day. He talking brave. God protect him. Now is the time for this. That police officers set him up. Shoot up the car, shoot him up. Half of his lungs come out. Or you know the video I'm talking about? Candace. I think. I mean, as the co-host, you go ahead and I write here.
No, well,
I didn't want to go in and beat down the story. I know you know about the story that I was now talking about. I didn't really want to call no name as yet.
Well, you see, the cameras will only work for a certain type of people. And if it is the spotlight in the camera shining on a certain type of people, they would not highlight that to make the government and the day look bad. Because of people saying that the government is incompetent, you know. So if them jump out now and say, well, yes, this is what it really is, it will make them look even from bad to worse. So they rather to sweep that under the carpet and pretend like that never happened. And you know, and God know, the witness and whoever around you know that you're right, you know. But in the sight of the government of the day, this law that we have in Trinidad and Tobago under the PNM government, in the sight of them, you are wrong and you have to take that and cool it. So when people seeing these kind of things taking place, some people might come like me on social media and fight and talk about it and bust up them up, but how people go take the law into their own hands. And this is the example this government is setting for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Trickery, lies, and bubble. Underhand, who you know and who know you, and who hand you could grease. They don't care about us. Our rights don't matter, you know. The citizens of Trinidad and Tobago rights don't matter, you know. is what them say goes. So you could be going through what? They could kill up the whole family, kill you about 10 or 15 times, and they will still come up with a solution or a story as to why it happened, or turn a blind eye because that is only last, them kind of propaganda talk was only last for 7 days. And it's we who have it like that because we like it so.
And Candice, while we on that subject, you see, I want to bring it up here for you to see. I'm going to bring it up, a matter of fact. The magistrate in the Point 14 court, Gloria Jasmine. Gloria Jasmine. The magistrate in the Point 14 second court. What I have to say about this? When somebody, a matter of fact, let me don't go in, let me zero in real personally. A real magistrate that care about the truth and justice does put lawyer to sit down, does tell lawyer, shut your mouth. That's what a real magistrate does do. Let me hear from the witnesses themselves. Let me hear what they say. That is what a real person that is looking to disseminate truth from well-organized lies.
And that is what I would have seen in the court with my own 2 eyes many moons ago.
No, Candice, let me, because I want to go in hard here. You know.
All right, go ahead.
A real practitioner who want truth to come out of a case and justice does put lawyers to sit down and say, I want to hear from the witness. They want to hear from both sides of the coin. They want to hear it from both sides. You don't come and say, yeah, we're going to let me hear your side, and well-organized fables from lawyers. A real magistrate does want to hear both sides of a story. They do not subscribe to somebody that raising a point ad infinitum. All response supposed and ought to subscribe to the law of limitation. You can't have a lawyer talking out a whole case. You can't be having that in a court. Even a lawyer contribution in a court needs to be subscribed to the law of limitation. You can't have a lawyer raising up a point infinitum to the point that he's drowning out other people from making their contribution. There are many, listen to me, a filibuster is somebody who continue with a case all the time, continually bringing up irrelevant points. You cannot or ought not to have a lawyer in a courthouse talking how the next person right stuff here hearing it. And then your only response to this is this: oh, let me get a lawyer, let me pay it for our next date. These things and them is what we just call due process violation and delay tactics. A court matter from since September, you pay to quite February. You see, there are certain people that are doing certain things to frustrate certain people. And because many of you do not know lawful process in Trinidad and Tobago, when matters is constantly being delayed and putting off for these long adjournment, let me tell you something outside it. If a magistrate, many of you does go up to fast to magistrate jurisdiction. Many of us. If a magistrate put in a long adjournment, you could ask for early adjournment. That is your right, you know. They cannot pronounce that on you either. They can't tell you, all right, we go pay it for next year. You could say, no, ma'am, I will like it for so and so date. But it does make you feel that you can't ask that in a court. You could provide statements in a court. You email the court, you call the court hotline, you go up, call the court hotline, ask to talk to the district court, the clerk, and you give your statement, let it reach to the magistrate, file your statement, you can file it in a magistrate court too. But I don't want you to know that. Because they want the lawyer or the system to have the upper hand on you, or to force you into retaining a lawyer that you cannot afford. And from the time you reach before the court here, they're telling you, you get a lawyer, the forcing you, I feel you need to get a lawyer. Nothing, it had no provision. They ain't telling you about litigants in person. From the time you reach before the court, they shut you down. And the lawyer and the magistrate had this code that they share between themselves. It's almost as identical as the Freemason code. There are certain eyes, there are certain look at the eye, and certain statements they must be making right there in the court to overturn your case. You see, we have to reach that point that if the system not working for us, we need to speak out. There are no way to discipline a magistrate in Trinidad. When you supposed to be able to ask for a preliminary hearing because you are finding certain cases against a magistrate that you find that not adding up. You want to speak to the chief magistrate. He don't himself have that permission, that provision again. To say, all right, I find this magistrate dealing me wrong, I would like to have a preliminary hearing with the chief magistrate. So I want to be able to talk or to bring evidence concerning that. It ain't had that. It ain't no disciplinary committee. It ain't had that long time. I mean, I believe it's supposed to be so long time. But not again. We cannot. You see this kind of esoteric system that they're trying to get. This apartheid system. Where the entire court is thousands of dollars that we have to spend just to reach inside our courthouse. That had to stop. Who telling me I have to go to legal aid? Some of them legal aid, I mean the shit tongues. They come to court when they want. To retain a good lawyer is in the thousands. Why? Most of the time, you know why? If you ask 1,000 people who would have went through the court system, you know why they end up retaining a lawyer? From the time they reach before the court, the magistrate don't want it to speak. They don't want it to talk. They don't want to do the blasted work and disseminate information based on coming from the both side of the fence. Some of the men and them from the time they enter a courthouse, the bad. There's the worst thing out. The manners and the usher out. Who give them that authority? I mean, some people just talk too much in truth. But you don't even want to hear what somebody's saying. You run with a presupposition. Somebody come and say, hey, that man is trouble. So you approach him with an attitude. My God, boy. My God. My God. I'm feeling sick. And what's going on in Point 14 court. I'm feeling so sick as some of them magistrate and them down there. I don't want to get that off my chest. I don't want to get that off my chest.
And it's not the first time I would have heard that. I tell you, I would have seen it happen in even in the Sandy Granny Magistrate Court too. And that happening not today. From the time you go to court and you do not have a lawyer, the magistrate, like she or he does get vexed. And either they tell you go and retain a lawyer who charging you thousands of dollars, or they send it to legal aid and they're catching your tail now to even get a legal aid lawyer. They have nothing put in place for the poor man. It's always a business, right, wrong, Mr. Renison, and the whole of Trinidad and Tobago, right, wrong is a business. And it's always you and me, the poor man, gets it at the end of the movie. We always gets it. Whether you're right, you'll be deemed wrong. Because why you don't have the money talk and bullshit walk, so they don't care. They don't care. And the ones who really can't talk for themselves, you're frightened, you might even go and pawn your house, pawn your car to get this money to pay a lawyer. Who sometimes the lawyer even come in the court because he's stretching the time frame. So if he charge you $500 for one appearance, they put it off again, it's another $500. So they keep milking you. And nobody ain't overseeing them things. Lawyers robbing you of your property, doing you all kind of mischievousness. You signing away your property and you don't even know lawyers doing you that. We living in a failed system, you know. We are living in a failed system, but who is going to save us? We can't wait for nobody to save us. We have to stand up and say, here, what's going on. We don't have to do it with violence. Violence is not the way. We have to pay attention to every fine details, that all the advantage that they're taking upon us, and say, here, what's going on. Put aside race, put aside party, and say enough is enough. We don't want them, but whoever come in had to come good. Because we're fed up. And unless we do that, unless we stand up Trinidad and Tobago and make a stand for what is right, not even for us, but for our future generation, we will continue to live in a shithole. We will continue to suffer. Because them on top not suffering, you know. They're not suffering. Because the life that they are living is not what you have to eat, you know, it's what you want to eat. Not where it is, you know, it's here it is for them. So when they're driving their Lexus and their Benz and their nice car and their family living nice, they're exempted from bills and tax and all these things. It's we feeling the pressure. So they will take pressure holidays all their life. And listen to me, I anticipate this election coming. I want to hear what it is these people have to say to these citizens. This is one election. I'm marking it like a hawk. Don't talk about this budget coming there. I'm taking the day off. And I'm sitting down in front of that television to see what is taking place in this budget. I on them like a tick. You know them tick and them would have stuck on them animal. I on their back like a tick. I want to find out every detail. You know why? I want to see how brass-faced, bold-faced, and how wicked and unjust this PNM government could continue to be to the citizens. Because it comes like they're shitting in their hand and rubbing it in our faces. And we taking that and saying, it's smelling like perfume. That is how it is, you know. And we taking that. And when all they done, all they want to turn around now and fight all their brother and sister. Who is East Indian, who is African? All they voting race, but all they voting for a better country. All they voting for a better country, all they voting race. And while we fighting race, them running away with the treasury. Money missing in the Swiss bank account. Their grandchildren and grandchildren set for life. When yours ain't even know where the next meal coming from. And all they sitting down and taking that and balling. Great is the PNM, and all they waving that ballies. When all they done, all they tired. After that election, all they even getting at 10 days. And the 10 days is that ain't even the bottom of the barrel. That is underneath the bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the barrel, and all they're willing to live on that. All they want to satisfy with that. and just sit down and talk. We are fed up, yes. This and that, that. What all they do? All they fed up. What all they intend to do about being fed up? What all they intend to do about being fed up? It's okay to be fed up, you know. It is okay to be fed up. It is okay to be angry, but what all they doing about it? Just sitting down and talking. And next election, they come in to butter all up and tell all the same lies, because it's the same lies they've been telling us years and years and years. In some neighborhood, the people never even know who's the councillor. They even know who's the MP. All they're just doing is collecting money and fixing their business. And if you had to see a councillor or MP, they give you a 3 months appointment. And when you come to talk to them, they're most vexed. But when coming to the election, they're vexed enough. They need you. They need you. They come in nice and sweet. And as they get back in power, you could talk to them. You can't talk to them. You feel they care about you and me, they don't care about you and me. They wish everybody sit down and take this pressure and say nothing. Because they see in the country going through problems, take pressure, and they still want to implement tax. When you not working in a proper job, and you have children to mind 20% of school bills to pay, how are you paying that tax? And mind you, why is you owing that going up, eh? And you reach a certain amount of money and you can't pay that, where you going to live? And to see you build your house to your own image and like this to make your family comfortable, and somebody coming to tell you, you see this house you're living in is mine. And if you cannot pay XYZ, you are out on the streets. That's when all they want to get up and smell the roses. Or when they come to tell you who would have worked and make all your contribution and all your dues, who you tell yourself you're entitled to your little pension, you're not entitled to that pension because of whatever reason they would have come up with. All they're waiting for that to happen to all you. Because it's coming, you know. It's coming. It is going to come. And those say we didn't tell all you. No justice for the poor people. No rescue for the poor people under this PNM government. They're showing you they don't care every minute, every hour, every second of every day. And they're coming out in big on the national television and they're telling you. What else are they waiting on to see? What else are they waiting on to take notice of these things, what is happening in the country? What else are they waiting on? Because I believe we would have reached the worst. This is the worst. We reached the end. This is the end here, you know. It's probably, I say after this is for God to come. And yet still, always shouting out, great is the PNM. All they figure because if all is PNM and all they vote for them, all they go feel the pressure too. All they will feel it just like we. You feel by that little party card, once or the other party card, all they show them all is a PNM, all they go be exempted from the tax and the high food prices. Big goody, small goody, same shot. All are we going to suffer together. The only people going to be thriving and living a prosperous lives is the ones that we put there to manage our affairs that will be advantaging us, whether we like it or not, if we continue to put them back there. So it's up to all you. The ball in all your court.
Well, at the same time, people, Trinidad and Tobago, you're seeing the message or you understand the message. We always coming to you hard ball by ball every single time. So today we was, notwithstanding what Candace would have said, Candace said explicitly, the ball in all your court, or you do not take this warning for granted. This warning is not for you to just sit down and dress back and go back to your normal life, because there will not be a normal life for many of us. It ain't gonna be normal. And the thing about it is that we could change this. We could change it. We could change it. They only have the power because we allow them to have that power over us. The time is coming for a national shutdown. Peaceful protests in the streets. We're fed up. So without further ado, people, we're asking you guys to stay on to the live. I mean, we're going to end the program now. We reached to 9:30. I mean, we would like to shout out some of the people and them in the comment section. And I know, Candace, you have a lot of people outside in the comment section. I mean, I want to personally say good night, to Nadira. Good night. Good night to Nadira. Good night, Miss Arima Donna, Ramlo Chan, Ken D'Souza, and Anthony Medford. Miss Arima does, she does come. I mean, we had a conversation. I mean, she would have, showed certain things concerning the Americas. A different type of research. We go in and we see that, the people really have the power. People are the power. We could do something about this. If they want to do anything, we could do something about this. But we have to come together. We had to come together to do it. So, Candace, I mean, we reached the end of the program. I don't know where, I mean, not I don't know. I know you would like to say something in closing before we play that video. We have a video where we was walking about Labre, Iron Smithy, and we will play that entire clip. We're going to hear what the people at Labre had to say about this nasty, stinking PNM government. The nasty and stink. And plenty of them, I mean all of them. The MP in point to, he like to run in front of a camera. Right through. Use a pilot. And the people in your area suffering, they're reaching out to us all the time, every single day. A matter of fact, Metro building a drain in front of your house. The rest of New Village in what drain and thing? Man, boy, we had the tape, we go play it for you. We go play that tape for you. Trust what I'm saying, we will play that tape. Candace, I hand it over to you, and when you finish, we go come to a close in the program and we go play that video where we went through Labre.
All right, so again, I will say a special good night to everyone, especially Miss Gaylan, Tyrell. Pleasant good night, my backbone. A pleasant good night to you. And I want to say thanks to all the viewers, even the little one caller that we had. It's it's always a pleasure to come here and bring in the news live to all you. To trying to make awareness so that you all could understand what is really taking place, and for all to get up and smell the roses. It's always a pleasure being here. We do this because of you guys. We do this for the love of our country, right? And we read each and every one of you guys' comment, and all the comments are not going unnoticed. We do notice all your comments, and we do encourage you guys to tune in and continue to make your comments, even if you don't have the vigor to call in. Your the comments too is enough, right? So Mr. Ransom, before you play a video, you say we closing off first.
Yes, we closing off with a word of prayer because the enemy is coming with many attacks, many. The fact that this evening you vex with me because of some reason I know. I mean, the enemy coming with many attacks, and at the end of the day I have to hold the sword regardless. I know.
Yeah, let's say thank God for Gail. Anyhow, Gail, we love you. Gail, Auntie Gail, we love you. All right, so let me close up with a word of prayer because we all know Trinidad and Tobago, without prayers, we cannot. Prayers move mountains, and without prayers, we cannot survive under the conditions that we are facing in this place that used to be our beautiful, peaceful island of Trinidad and Tobago. So tonight, Father God, we thank you for your intervention. We thank you for being a part of this journey with us. Father God, for we open with prayer. We are not even going to close off in prayer. We are going to continue to pray that your Holy Ghost anointing and your Spirit dwells amongst us on this platform, that you will keep us, the watchdogs, safe in our endeavors, in our journeys, wherever we may go. You will guide us in the right pathway, in the right direction. You will open our mouths, and everything that comes out of our mouths, our mind, our heart, body, and soul will be edifying to the citizens, that the people would listen and take notice, and that no weapon that has formed against us shall continue to prosper, whether it may come physically, spiritually, or emotionally. And Father God, tonight I pray for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. So many hearts are full of sadness, sorrow, and pain. Father God, I ask that you pass by each and every one of our houses, our home, and touch us, Lord. Bring us to realization. Bring us to understanding. Open our eyes so that we can see that what is taking place in our beautiful country. Father God, in the mighty name of Jesus, all I ask of you tonight, Lord, is to take control, full control, and have mercy upon Trinidad and Tobago. Lord, have mercy. I even also ask for forgiveness of our sins, oh God, for we all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. But in the mighty name of Jesus, I know that you are a forgiving God. You are mighty and strong to deliver, Father God. And in the name of Jesus, we, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, cry out to you. Have mercy on us, Father God. Have mercy on us, Father God. Have mercy on us, Father God. In no other name but in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Well, Candice, I know it. When you pray, they shake my bones in it. So at the same time, people, Trinidad and Tobago, thanks for listening and being a part of this program with us on this journey with us today. Now we're going in to a video in which we would have been on the road today in Library. Very instrumental. You know, this evening I would have thought that we'd have lost. I would have told Candice, you know, we lost the clip where we did have today, but you know, God is good and He's worthy to be praised all the time, every time. Even if we don't find so for ourselves, we are going into that clip today. So Candice, you know, good night and you know, thanks for being a part of the show as always. Make sure and make some bake for Jabari, yeah? You know, make some bake for Jabari. Yeah, that are out. Are out, people. So this is the video here in which we was on the streets in Library, and we're going to be hearing what the people had to say. You see what the people had to say? It's very different to what you is be hearing coming from a PNM stronghold. So we're going to play that clip. Hold on, and we are going to play that clip now.
Right, we Library in the streets of Library. And I want to ask one question to the people and them around here. What benefit have anybody get in this area for so long, this PNM administration? Anybody's millionaire yet? No. Anybody's millionaire yet? Look at millionaire there. Family use a millionaire. Come on the camera, I want that. Yeah, use a millionaire? Use a millionaire? Yeah, use a millionaire? And what happened that? Yeah, so it must be the...
People say I do buy food, let alone be a millionaire. But I hear they say don't look at the negative, watch at the positive, but I still...
It's you.
I had to get a magnifying glass to find the positives over the last 9+ years.
No, well, I seen since here is a place, since here is a place that is predominantly have been PNM for quite a while. I expecting more development in this area. I expecting a bank in this area. I expecting
why it's hard.
It's not supposed to have certain things here. We have it now. It's supposed to have a proper fish market dog, so it's supposed to have a proper grocery inside here. Hey,
What's that?
Well, hear what I say about that, eh? Yeah. All over in the country, a crime and thing. So them could not put some them place how KFC does make money. If you go and rob KFC now in the morning, right? You're among the police running down to lick you up. No, they could put certain things, they could put security. That is not an excuse. I hear them saying that about library people, and I find that bullshit. Real talk, I'm telling you. They can't say library people don't like nothing. That we paying them and men going on open places. All in certain places where there are no security. Places that nobody will think about going. And at the end of the day, they're well protected. You understand? So don't get mad at Trevor Lynch open a big facility down on the beach and security police patrolling it 24/7.
Come on.
No, well, what I'm saying, I ain't saying that to disparage man, but what I'm saying, they can't say people robbing the place in library. Yeah, that is why they take it. Nah, that bullshit, that bullshit. All over.
What do you say? Only 5 years.
I might. What is up here? What is up here? Right. All right, Bobs. Yeah, you had to give me a little up there because I come with me.
I went to get that 10 days, and it's only 10 days after like 2 hours at home. And that's what the government doing.
That was the government doing?
3 months different.
Partner, you tell me, because you here long. I want to hear your experience here in Library.
I born and grow here, right? I've been fight. Yes, I admit ups and downs. I use drugs, all sorts of things.
Yeah. He's only human.
Always employed, self-employed. Right? The community never give me nothing. The house born and still living in the same place. And I still struggling and fighting here. The community never give me nothing. PNM, UNC. I don't go to nobody for nothing. I just want to see betterment in the community.
You just want to see betterment?
Betterment.
Right.
And the people here for years gone by ain't doing nothing. All for now, we are the 8th one in the world and still doing nothing. We have material to do this. We getting right here, we mining material to get all these things, and we still struggling as a community.
Still struggling, and we are the 8th wonder of the world.
And we had the 8th wonder of the world in the place.
People just come there for pitch to pay very
all over the
place. Right.
And the community still struggling with the heads that they have person to represent it.
All right.
Only representing yourself. The time we get people representing, somebody else representing the people and seek the need and the interest of the people and the community.
Now, just for the sake of the audience, here's Library, right?
Yeah.
How long you live in Library?
For 62 years.
For 62 years, right.
Right? So our community center been in about 5 years now. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's still in place yet.
Yeah, talk for me hard. You don't worry yourself. You talk for me hard. Talk for me hard.
Yeah,
you talk for me hard.
Still in place yet.
Don't look for no big words and fancy words. You talk for me hard. Yes, and there's no watch me. This thing here is no proper language. There's no we just communicate outside here. Don't look for no big words to play it again.
No.
They're realness. Yeah, realness.
How I see it, I giving it.
Right.
You don't understand it, just natural. Then look around, you must see. I am sure the caregiver to do nothing wrong to make $1. I make $1 honestly every day. And
no opportunities, you ain't getting that. No opportunity.
Right? It's just I still
skill man.
Still artisan
thing. That's skilled tradesman.
So you see the thing about it is this. Here what going on, people. People have a tendency to say that people in want nothing outside here. Library people in want, and that is not the truth.
That is the narrative that was.
That is what it is paying for people when they don't want to do nothing for you.
The councillors and the representatives have said the same thing. And usually the same people that I tell you, I vote at the age of 18. And after that, I go and see that I don't vote. I voted in the
You done all that?
Yes. Right? I voted when I was 18, I never voted again.
Because I know you don't want to be on a camera, use a millionaire, and you get $1 million contract for big lady. Nobody, but I don't know, we having a little thing here. We talking here. You understand? Well, come, here is the place to talk about it. So you never get up, you never get an opportunity from no company around the area. So much a company in this area. Where you from? Where you from? You're from Dung? Blessings, my brother.
89 years old.
Blessings. I want some millionaires to come and talk on this camera. That's why I bring out this in it. I know it's a millionaires here. PNM make people millionaires here. I want you to come and talk on the camera. I want to pass on for them to talk on it. That's a millionaires in it.
Yeah. But I would like to take you, of course, on the main road. Where there's a mountain rising up in the road. All it needs is a grader. All you need is a grader.
No, that we about reality. I thought you was a millionaire. Well, see, you had to come and see it. Say it.
I don't talk my mind. PNM never give nobody nothing. All PNM do take everything from everybody. All the companies that open up. Since PNM come in power, PNM do. My mother is a PNM. My mother died at PNM. What do you do for my mother? PNM never do nothing for the country. I don't know what going on. Talk about PNM do this and PNM do that, PNM do that. All of PNM do, everything that PNM. The clothes and everything.
Right.
Make the country more poor, make it people more poor.
Right. So things more hard.
Things more hard, it are more killing, it are more everything right now, everything that desperation.
But why people in this area keep on voting PNM and they ain't doing nothing for people?
Not only here, all over.
All over.
It's all over. Remember they say this is a PNM country. This is not the UNC, but this is another party. This is a PNM country. So you remain a PNM asshole for your life.
All right, brother. Well, there you. Well, I mean, there you.
Beep.
Right, well, we're back on it here. There you have it, people. That is the honest opinion of the people on the ground. And here what they're going to do. When come election time, they're going to take about 10 or 5 people, put them in PNM jersey, put them in a nice thing, and then next week, that week is 10 days like that. You see my girl run there? Because if they push you on camera, they're going to victimize she. People running. Here is Labrainer. Here is one of the PNM stronghold. She run from here because she know if they catch you on camera, they're going to victimize she. And might be she might have a family who she won't get through in her government work. And anytime you're about to talk Labra in this area here, PNM come in to victimize you. That's what's going to take place. She run. Nobody don't want to come here and everybody know the reality. You understand? Yeah, what's going on? I mean, my uncle used to be in this building here and I can tell her I ain't afraid nobody. You understand? People have to come out and start to talk the truth. You understand? The truth that's going on here in Labra. One set of industry down so. Nobody here working, you seeing traffic running straight up the road. We have our next one and that's where we get in. We have a deep water harbor there, a natural deep water harbor. They promise me something down in the thing so. And nothing like that. But you go see a billboard if you go outside, they say they're going to build a pool. How much more promises we can get in Labra? How much more promises? There's only promises and people afraid to talk. Because if the councillor here, you was on a camera here, no work for you. You ain't getting at 10 days. What's the disrespectful? Then you say about 10 days you can get. I telling you, the amount of people running around this camera here right about now, you understand? It's amazing. If they only see this meeting, if they only see this, if they see this,
You understand? No 10 days, no
10 days.
Boy, when the PNM come by or you're in this area, or you close or you door, and I just do this as an experiment to show you.
But something before you go, I want to show you. When the PNM becomes government, when they hold the seat of government, they would only see after people who support the PNM. There's evidence right here in Library.
Right. So if you support the PNM, they see about you.
If you are not a supporter of the PNM,
nothing.
You can't go for no 10 days,
Right.
or you can't ask for a starter house, or nothing of the sort that is entitled to you, that you're entitled to as a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. All right, we have an election. PNM did win. They win fairly and squarely, no problem. But when they become the government, they are not PNM anymore. They are the government of Trinidad and Tobago. And they have to serve all people of Trinidad and Tobago. Everybody have to get the equal share of the cake. But they only search around, and it's done by the councillors representatives, and anybody who in that circle.
So we're telling me the LP don't do that then? Because you're talking about the councillor.
No, we're not talking
so the LP don't do the people them thing, he's a good MP.
But hold on, why are saying, well, I ain't reached by here.
All right.
I'm talking about the rank and file, the people around.
Right.
The only jobs really available to them is jobs at the councillor, is deal with the councillor and his representative.
Right.
Because it's basically 10 days. When you're talking about the MP, them in the industry there, you have to go to the MP. But if you go right now into places like Labico and all these places, hold on. The majority of employees there, they comes into that. The people who work in Labitco from Library, if they have 20 people, 15 is part-time workers. They have about 5 permanent workers. The rest all comes in from somewhere else. And so it goes. That's how it goes all the time. That's the name of the tune. And they push a narrative to the people in Library to tell you, all you want nothing. So one side has got wrong, say, Library people want nothing. So that it is. And they settle for that. That's how the thing does go.
Well, people, let me tell you something. Let me sum up this in a nutshell. Library had a court. Library had a bank. Library had a library. The turn library, the turn the people at library, pharmacy, all kind of thing, gas station in only back so, fishing depot only back so. You know what they take? They take that from library and they turn a lot of the people here into pipers. The hook, plenty of them hook on 10 days. They turn library into a 10 days place then.
Into 10 days.
That is what they do. That is what they do, people. And here how sad it is. First, they're sick with themselves. It are 2 mega industry on both sides of the road. And if 10 people from library working there, it are plenty. And that is what we accept here in library. And here I want to tell you, time for you to open your mind and watch around. Stop taking food. Or you deserve more than 10 days. And URP. And the next one I'm trying to think CPEP. Or you deserve more than that. Why you don't want to drive a big car? A big Benz, or you don't want to see about your family, you don't want to send them prestigious school, or it's time for us to stop dragging on the ground and grabbing the garments at the PNM. It's time for you to walk down. It's a disrespect what I see here in Library. Total disrespect. Total disrespect. And what I'm going to tell you, tune in. We coming again, we going by the junction down there, and we go show you what's going on in the road. And just a stone throw away at the pitch deck. And everybody know that this is a situation that has always continued in Library, and they instead of putting God in the thoughts and say, with the psyche, and say you need the smallest child on the road could tell you you need a maintenance crew.
we just go, we could tell her that I go here, boy. But anyway, we're going on
So
show
we're
here.
going to take a break and we'll be back.
And it's that.
Yes, people, welcome back. Ready for it? Get in the pool?
Yeah, get in the pool.
Morning again, welcome back. Let me welcome you all to Labre Swimming Pool. This is the big people pool, this is the small children pool, and the one further down.
Let them know, boss.
This is the adult pool. So, the Prime Minister talking about bringing a swimming pool or building a swimming pool in Labre. He don't have to waste his time. We have one, a permanent swimming pool.
Yeah.
That pitch growing there. That pitch growing there. That's growing there for about the last 8 years that growing there. Just keep growing. Traffic had to divert. We have 2 MPs living in this area. We have MPs that's come to visit down in the industry and what have you. They have to pass through here. We have councillors in this area. None of them guys don't see this thing. Traffic has to divert. This is an accident waiting to happen. Traffic has to divert from the side of the road to the other side. And whenever we have like an influx of traffic, like in morning period, what you call rush hour, there be a ton load of cars have to wait on one side so that he could come through. And I mean, you ask them, they will know what's going on. And this is the situation.
And you know, Smithy, one would have thought that in an area like this that have been religiously voting PNM, you understand, as you get up, where you're born, they put PNM on your forehead. One would have thought that this area would have been flowing of milk and honey.
But out of the 62 years of independence, only once, Arthur Sanderson from the NRL won last.
Right.
Every other election, we religiously vote for the PNM.
And this is one of PNM's stronghold.
Very strong.
One would have thought that here was flowing with milk and honey. And you know, what I don't understand is what it did to the people. Because if you're mistreating the whole of our area, the whole of our constituency, why the people still religiously voted for somebody here? And it's that. Watch, Johnson, watch.
Everybody has to divert. Watch out the traffic coming around. A swimming pool right there. Although the Prime Minister want to give us another one, which I don't think is necessary. All them children in Labre could swim, the beaches right there. Beaches right there. All you need is a swimming coach or 2. That's all you need. But you want to build a swimming pool for how much millions of dollars? It will cost you much less to fix this road. All you need is a grader and a roller. You just grade it, put it back in there and roll it. You don't even need material. You have enough material there.
I saying this is a total disrespect to the people in this area. And I am saying, if you don't understand, or you vote with sense this time, vote responsible this time. Don't think about the day, because most of them hustlers that they turn oil into here, or you only thinking on the day of election, where you can get a jersey and a $300. Think about your future, think about next week. Let you don't go so far to tell you think about the trend which you're supposed to do. Think about the week after election, when you have no work. None. And I can tell you this, watch me, the biggest activist in PNM, and I go play the tape, I go find the tape and I go play it after this. The biggest activist, Julia Davy, she had was to beg the government to recognize she after the win election in 2015. And we had the tape. I know the girl. You understand? I know the girl. I had the tape where she was pleading with them. And that is what has gone.
To recognize.
To recognize. Wait now. You know we help her, we talk on her behalf. And they just have the audacity. Now them are big, she a little blind because she talk out. But that's supposed to be instinctual. People voting for you, you try to big up the community. You assist the people. You see that nonsense what I seen there? Shouldn't have to be. As I say, as I tell her up the road, Smithy, the smallest child know that he just need a maintenance crew.
That is all. That is all. A maintenance crew you could give a CPEP contractor here today. This is
rocket science.
This is the worst. But there are other big creators and people feel on the moon when they come and through that. This is about the worst. But all the way going down. All the way going down. And don't talk about water leaks. The people at Bassa Hill don't even get water. Sometimes 3 months before they get it, sometimes Bassa truck feels sorry for them after a lot of complaints. And they will send a truck to give people a 2 tanker water, or 1 tanker water, as the case may be. And that is until the other 2 months again they will come back. Water not coming in the tap. And not because they do, it's because of the leaks. The leaks causing the water not to go up on Bassa Hill. And Bassa Hill is only a hill by name. Bassa Hill is not a hill. Bassa Hill is an incline. You know? I mean,
people in retrospect, here what going on. Here what is the problem here? We have been doing this for so long. So long we doing this. My partner here is doing this longer than me because as I say in one of my videos, he's the man that convinced me to open my eye. And that is what we're doing. I return in the favor. I trying to convince her to open her eye. But you understand now. Stop vote the PNM in Library. Stop it. Stop it. Because you see this here, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We are the 8th wonder of the world. And it's such an embarrassment to the people here. How you could tell me the thing that we just use to fix road right there, right down the road there, right behind the camera, and the road in this condition, man, Rowley, I mean, always an embarrassment to the people down here, buddy. And I hope that when they come down here, people run you like a dog. Yeah, so I don't want to say throw people, but you have a thing now that only the court could say what is true. You understand? So, or you take away that from us. Only the court could decide and say what is true. And what we experiencing here, and what we say, or you're trying to put it away that we can't say that. Or you want to give people, they in court instead of answer the allegations. You understand what I mean? You ain't do nothing for the people down here. It's one set of promises. The little industries are there, but people instead working inside it. That is I think the hoodwink the people. Fed up out here down here,
they're not giving Library people the jobs.
And as I say that, stop saying Library people, all of them that smoke drugs, stop it.
That is wrong.
Stop it. Right.
But that's the narrative they're giving to the people of Library, and the gullible ones just lapping it up and saying, yeah, we don't want nothing. They don't want nothing. But you pass through here with a hamper. They ain't watching color Josie, you know. They're running coming because they're hungry. Running coming, so if a yellow Josie come, they're running coming for it.
And who do that? Who do them that? Who do them that? You see, the PNM do people that at bank, it at courthouse, it at library. The only thing it are here, a man now tell me because as I say, they don't want to come on the camera. The only thing we are here is a health center. And they don't say run by 10, 4 o'clock, it lock off. So you mustn't get sick after, you mustn't get sick after 4. You mustn't get sick after 4.
After 4.
You understand what I mean?
Public holidays.
That nothing here, boy. That nothing here where a man can make a dollar, boy. Or you take that from me, boy. Or you take the pitch stick. Or you take that from me, boy. That's what you do, boy. That bunch of here.
But another thing, 63 national awards were given out 2 days ago. Not a person from Library or anywhere else. They gave a cricketer from Tobago who starts amongst the nothing. I could draw one reference right here in Library. They could have given a posthumous award to the former national footballer. He died recently, Larry. I call his surname, but Larry lived right across here. He died recently. So all you can't see no good out of Library. I mean, I only call Larry, but there are so many other, people who had done human service for Trinidad and Tobago. You give a Tobagonian, I'm glad for him, nothing against Navin Stewart. But Navin Stewart, not even mediocre as a cricketer. Not even mediocre. He hardly ever make the national team. But he have a hummingbird goal to licky belly, bang, bang, bang every day. Man, only come on, we could do better than that. We could overdo better than that. Start recognizing the people of Library too. And Point 14 and environs start recognizing us. We have to endure this. I can count, or tell you offhand, but I wouldn't want to call people names without their permission, who lost tires, including me, on bad roads. On bad roads. I bust a tire here. And when I went to when I went to the police station, they tell me I'll go to Point 14. When I went to Point 14, they tell me I'll go to Siparia Regional Corporation. And they run around, so the easier thing was to go and buy back my tire for $375. No sort of recompense, nobody gives you nothing for nothing.
Morning.
Good morning.
We interviewing the millionaires in Library. You interviewing the PNM millionaires in Library now. You was one of them?
No, I don't.
So you won't get nothing from the PNM?
I just only want to see my country go good, and especially my country.
So you happy with what you get in Library?
No, I'm not happy.
You're like that, I put you on camera to say so?
Right, so I have people waiting on me for this.
Oh,
she said
all right.
Nobody's happy. Nobody can tell you that they're happy with what's going on. And then these clowns telling you, don't look at the negative, look at the achievements. I would like to know what PNM has achieved over the almost 10 years. Because in 3.5 years, the EP government led by Kamala Prasad Visesa started a highway and finished almost 3/4 of it in 3.5 years. In almost 10 years, PNM, the opening parts, and that's the parts where Kamala had already built, only had to run the asphalt on it, open up. None of the bridges completed. Mosquito Creek not completed. Over 10 years, money spent, and then this clown does be watching you on the TV and tell you we raise gas.
A small island nation located just above Venezuela in the Caribbean. Thanks to its rich oil reserves, Trinidad and Tobago boasts one of the highest GDPs per capita in the Americas and offers free schooling up to the college level to its citizens. However, underneath this paradise, there lies a dark reality. The country is plagued by crime, violent gangs, and rampant corruption. In 2022, Trinidad and Tobago experienced its highest yearly murder rate in history, with 605 recorded murders, one of the top 5 highest in the world. 77% of the workforce earns less than 6,000 TTD a month, which is about 880 USD. This amount is considerably low to live on, let alone support a family. Unemployed individuals, including those with college and master's degrees, are left hoping for the best due to the scarcity of available jobs, while many others are seizing any opportunity to leave the country. Once celebrated as a small island paradise, it has now transformed into a horror show. This is Trouble in Paradise.
People are going to school, they're getting the education, they're getting the degrees, but when you're coming out of the universities, the job market is so small, there's a finite amount of opportunities that people have to leave because there's just no jobs relative to your skill sets or your knowledge.
The youth unemployment rate is particularly high. Many job seekers, including recent university graduates, find it difficult to secure stable employment. This has led to a situation where individuals with degrees are often forced to take up jobs for which they are overqualified.
Hundreds seeking to work with Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines came prepared.
Meanwhile, others seek opportunities abroad, further contributing to the country's growing brain drain. The average cost of a home in Trinidad and Tobago is around $1.3 million TTD. Given that most people earn less than 6,000 TTD annually before expenses, saving for a home is a nightmare-level task. Most citizens are limited to spending small amounts of USD online each month, which severely restricts businesses and e-commerce. Efforts to develop other sectors, such as tourism and manufacturing, have been slow. Long wait times for simple processes, such as opening a bank account or obtaining permits, hinder career progress. Gang violence is deeply entrenched in Trinidad and Tobago, with over 100 different gangs operating across the country. These gangs are often involved in drug trafficking, extortion,
and walk in a place, the duty is just to rob and thief and do all kind of bad things. You know why that preventing from coming there? Huh?
Yeah, listening.
You're going up that force field for level.
Unlike secret gangs that are difficult to find, the gangs in Trinidad and Tobago are far from hidden. Gang leaders are recognized by the government as community leaders. One of the major sources of income for the gangs, alongside drug sales, farming, and casinos, is through government contract. This institutionalization complicates efforts to combat gang violence. Trinidad and Tobago grapples with other forms of crime, including violent home invasions, kidnappings, and femicide. While the government has acknowledged the severity of the crime situation, they have continually struggled to effectively manage the crime situation, which continues to escalate. Many citizens grapple with rampant crime, a lack of economic opportunity, and a pervasive sense of disillusionment, leaving the nation grappling with an uncertain future.
And remember this, hustlers, you're going to be alone in the toughest times of your life. Those moments, they make you wise, mature, and fearless. No matter how much good you do, people will always remember your mistakes. That's just the game. No is one of the most powerful words you can use. Don't be a people pleaser. Stand your ground. Prepare for the best, but be ready for the worst. To get somewhere, you got to leave something behind. It's all about timing. If you don't let go at the right time, you're left with regrets and complaints. People want you to succeed, but not more than they want it for themselves. When you're working for someone else's dream, you're sacrificing your own. Bad times, they're a blessing in disguise. They wake you up to the good things you took for granted. No matter how nice or respectful you are, some people will still talk behind your back. That's life. And here's a harsh truth. The people you love can be your biggest weaknesses. So stay strong, stay focused, and keep hustling. Life's a game, and you gotta play it smart. Drop a 100 if this resonates with you, and hit that follow button, because this account is for you. And remember this, hustlers, you're gonna be alone in the toughest times of your life. Those moments,